after repeating that process a couple hundred times, you should start to see some legit gains. But actually, getting back to what we're going to do here, I haven't even referenced it at all. Chest, same as normal. Doesn't really take too much thought for me. Uh, Gonna get some heavy pressing done, some lighter cable pressing, like sort of bent over style like this, kind of converging, and then some flies, and that's going to be it. Now, it's not absolutely necessary, but being able to make incremental adjustments slash improvements on all sorts of factors of your training, that stuff's going to add up, you know. If I mean, let's just list off a couple of the big three. I guess let's assume you're eating your protein, you're getting your macros in, right? Food wise, you're good. I'd say up there, creatine, well studied. Take your creatine. I That's another thing I don't get when people just don't do it. I, Honestly, you're missing out on free gains. So creatine, pre-workout, and then I'd say multivitamins, fish oil especially. That's going to do you good with your omega 3 fatty acids, whatever else. Maybe some days, even if your effort level is there, you weren't totally hydrated. Just, I don't know, something's been messing with your mind, so you're not totally into it. But, yeesh. On those days, you still got to push it, just because, well, why wouldn't you? You know, you still got to make the best out of what you got. But on days where you feel extra good, oh my goodness, man, it just feels like you have cheat codes on. But I can pack up all this stuff, get in the fucking car. So, either way, still gonna get a really good pump, get nice and fatigued, and I went to the gym last night at a nasty hour. It was like 2. This is actually a normal hour. I think there's gonna be a New Year's crowd. Might see some random faces I haven't seen before. So let's I'm gonna cut to the first working set. Obviously, I'll do a little bit of not a little bit, a pretty extensive warm up beforehand. Rotator cuff, triceps, forearms, everything that's gonna come into play with my pressing. But yeah, let's get started. This will be a quick one. It's just one muscle group. So I really just think you're missing out. And if you don't want to mess with the caffeine, if you're really locked in, you don't want to fuck with it, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but just get a stem-free pre, man. You're still going to benefit a ton from all the vasodilating, aka pump ingredients. You know, I didn't take any pre-workout for the same reason for the first couple of oh geez, I think maybe at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years. No, not 2 years, not 2 years, maybe a year and a half. And the first thing I got into was not even a legit pre-workout with pump ingredients. All I would do is take a 200 milligram caffeine capsule pre-workout. You know, I'll have some pep in my step when I go up the stairs instead of just kind of trudging up them, or in the most tired case scenario, just taking the elevator because I don't feel like it, you know? So kind of energy level, yeah, I guess that kind of includes just overall feeling. Like if I feel kind of sick, maybe I'm a little groggier, but that kind of just sounds like energy level in a different way. And then there's kind of like, it's not even just strength, but maybe, well, let's just say strength to keep it simple. I've kind of been slow rolling into the calories, which obviously, or not obviously, but I don't really mind. Like, typically what happens for me in a bulk is, you know, I'm chowing down on a shit ton of food right in the beginning. Like I jump straight to, 5,000-6,000 calories, and then I burn out. So I think maybe a slow approach isn't the worst idea for me. I want to fucking push it to the absolute limit all the time on every muscle group. But that's just because I've got a bit of an obsession. So home, food, sleep, cardio in the morning, and then back. So I will see you tomorrow for all that. I think today I was pretty hydrated, nice and rested. So, of course, I'm going to have a freaking sick pump underneath. Honestly, that one you can already sort of see poking through the shirt without even taking it off. That's not a bad situation where the pump almost supersedes the pump cover. But let's see how we're looking underneath. It gets trickier and trickier to take these things off as time progresses. Well, as weight progresses, I think is a better term. But I'm freaking sleepy. So let's oh, what am I doing? Almost forgot to turn the exposure down to a nice and freaky level. One more. There we go. I'm sure that'll be the side dish to, you know, whatever sort of ground beef or steak I end up eating. But, yeesh, this is a fucking sick pump. There's nothing else to fucking say about it. Oh. So, now I just get to get home and chill. Okay. All right. That's enough. Let's find somewhere to pose down. All right, now that was a good freaking chest day. Effort level, I feel, is always pretty similar for me. So honestly, once I get moving on these working sets, might only be 40 minutes or a little less. Okay, let's get freaking hyped up. It'd be pretty similar the whole way around. Obviously, it kind of depends on the strength curve of the pulley system, but whatever. And if I were to do that with the cable flies, heaviest, lightest, and then down here it'd be like 0. My hands aren't really exerting any force. So let's just get at least a set here, maybe a 2. And honestly, this might be the last move before we check the pump. Let's move on. Let's just get a cheeky superset of front of the body, drop the weight, bent over, and we can go check the pump, man. I'm already, I mean, you tell me. That's more than a handful right there. That was good. I want to do cable flies instead, though. Let's move on. Let's just get a cheeky superset of front of the body, drop the weight, bent over, and we can go check the pump, man. I can't say 100% for sure that I noticed this, like, to a proven amount of, noticeability. But either way, what I'm trying to get at is when I take my fish oil on a consistent basis, and I don't mean just one, I mean, I'm taking like 5 capsules a day, I can tell that my joints just kind of feel better, you know?